Welcome to a new video. So today I'm doing a cast aluminum repair on my ZF5 transmission rear tail housing. So this right here is the part. I don't know what happened here, but for some reason the previous owner cut this off. So I went over it with a drill and a little 1.5-inch wire brush and cleaned it up as good as I can with that, just for starters. And you can see, if it'll focus, this is an extremely dirty casting. You see there's holes in it and everything. So it's going to be very challenging to weld. What I'm expecting is for it to start off, when I start, it'll just be blowing junk up at me. Because all those impurities they're just coming up out of the metal. And then once I get a couple passes over it, I'm expecting it to weld like normal aluminum. But we're gonna find out. This is the rest of the transmission, the main piece, and here's all the internals right here. There's actually some other damage to this transmission. Right here, you can see this gear was burned off, and this gear is also burned off. And this is what's left of the bearing. There's so much heat, it just completely seized that bearing, just melted the whole thing together, which is pretty cool. The first step is going to be, I have this die grinder here. I'm going to just go over it, try to remove a layer of metal on the top, get everything as clean as I possibly can. Now, I was going to use a Scotch-Brite right here on this quick change, but I couldn't find one. I'm all out, so I'm gonna use a flap disc instead. I believe this is a 40 grit flap disc. I'd really like to use something a little finer, but this is what I have, so this is what I'm using. So this is what I've done. I've just took a layer off, and some of the impurities, it's kind of closed over, and then some of them you can see them even better. So that's interesting. I'm just gonna have to see how it welds in order to determine if this is savable. And so you can see there was a bolt hole right here, and there should be some more around here. But my plan is I'm just going to re-drill those in after I get the thing welded. So if I can weld on this, I'll just build this whole thing out right here to where it needs to be. I'll grind the outside edge, and I'll take it to my machine shop, and he can surface this edge. Just take, a couple thousandths off this and plumb everything up. That way everything bolts up tight and true like it's supposed to. Wrought aluminum is what normally work with. It's what most stock steel is going to be. Actually, all stock steel is going to be, and it's relatively easy to weld. It's pretty pure, but this is cast aluminum, which means it was actually poured into a die, and that process causes lots of contaminants that can be in there. The silica percentage is much higher, same as the magnesium percentage, and also just coolant, grease, and dirt, stuff in the air could possibly be getting into there, causing porosity within the aluminum, so it's not near as strong. But when you try to weld that causes problems sometimes, because you're heating all that up again, and it wants to kind of go crazy on you sometimes. Well, that was interesting. I threw a couple welds on here, and you can tell, let's see, right here I was starting to get a little bit more pure. I'm just trying to cap over this, but you can see this is an incredibly dirty aluminum, and you can see right there how that's all porosity that I exposed in the casting. And right here I have this big hole there's something in there that doesn't want to close over, which is excellent. So I'm probably gonna hit that with a grinder, try to get that cleaned up, that area a little bit, and then I'll keep welding. I'm pretty sure I can save this piece, but if this was a structural, like if I was trying to weld shut a crack, I do not think this would be very strong, but since I'm just building over the outside, I think I can make this work. Okay, so I've got quite a few layers stacked on here. So you can see right here, there's like the random hole of porosity still popping through. But for the most part, I've got enough layers on there that I've got rid of the porosity. And right there is a relatively shiny weld. So over here, I've went ahead and already ground it out smooth there, halfway. So I've just got to shape it, add some more right around here, and then a bunch more on this side. And then I'm going to take weld and run it like along there and to the corner and make sure that corner is built up really well. Then I'll kind of rough it in and then I'll take it to the machine shop. That is the plan. So one thing with working on aluminum is it transfers heat extremely well. So, I mean, you can tell, I don't know if you can see, but this smoking over here, this whole entire piece is really warm to the touch, and that's quite a ways away from where I'm working. So something I like to do, you know, when you're putting this much welding, that's, you know, way over a ½ inch of welding stacked up right there onto a piece, you want to let it cool off every once in a while, and you don't want to overheat the piece too much. You want to kind of keep it at a moderate temperature. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just taking a moment and letting it cool off, keeping the temperatures in check. But overall, it's going good. I mean, as you can tell at this point, it's just aluminum. It's not my best welding, but it'll work just fine. Okay, so I got it all welded up. So I basically built it out like this way first, welding like this, and then I went around like this and welded on there. And then I went to the inside, and it's hot, and just kind of cleaned up that a little bit. So just kind of squaring everything out. Ow! It's very hot. Woo! It's very hot. So now, I mean, the machinist should be able to take his mill and just flush it off this way, and then this way is not really that important. It'll be fine because this thing, it centers on the inside. So thank you for watching. Hope y'all have an awesome day. I'm pretty much done with the repair because basically the next step is machine shop. So this video, I just wanted to cover the welding aspect of it. A lot of people are really scared of welding aluminum if it's cast. So the way cast aluminum works is some cast aluminum is extremely dirty and some of it isn't. So some of it is so dirty you cannot weld it, and some of it, it's not too bad. And really the only way to know if you can weld or not is to give it a shot. And I know there are some special techniques out there as far as, you know, preheating and special fluxes, special rods, all kinds of stuff. I'm not using any of that. I'm just using basic tools, and I got this job done. And hopefully I can help you from this video maybe get another job done. So again, thanks for watching. If this was informative, if you like this, I mean, don't be afraid to like or subscribe. There should be more stuff like this coming, and you should be able to watch me finish building out this truck, this 47 Dodge. So see ya.